take a deep breath. Oh. So the story is reality. Inside out, upsides down. In downward dog. It's Mahamudra. It's yoga, yoiking. It's Shavasana. Rest. Take a deep breath. Take the space. It's almost over. We're in the end time or near the end time. Or whatever time it is, you wonder, how does that happen? How does that happen? Where do you go? How do you arrive? How do you take your space and how do you make the story yours at the center of gravity? My perfect audience. We're talking Yibanish, ESL, Pidgin, Patois, Metsiso. You got your horoscope? Are you a Taurus? Maybe a Scorpio? Or a Leo? Or an Eskimo? Snowflakes. 32 words for snowflake. And us 36, we understand. We understand spiritual snowflakery. Us Lamedvovniks, thunder tellers, sacred hoopsters, black elk speaks, crazy horse has an American dream, I have a dream, and it ain't Promesa land, it ain't PR or PC. It ain't no erogenous zone, foreplay, dress rehearsal for super orgasm. In the Oxid Ocean, there is vasoprescience. And interspecies, cohorts, us 36, we apologize to the Holocenic cohort. We take a deep breath. We do the kriyas and the mudras and the yantras. And it all makes nonsense out there. The orbit of the Coke 1% master narrative official story is standard model. Matter matters. Electrons and positrons, anti-electrons, they come together and virtually disappear. QED, except not, except for every 1,000,000,001 electrons, there's only 1,000,000,000 positrons. How does that happen? Why is that? Maybe dark energy and Dick Cheney have something to do with that. And it's a transliteration of transvestitism and Vestal virgins. Oh. There's an upheaval, Knievel, jumping over all them 50 barrels. And us knaves, we watch it on TV, screening the whole thing naively. The spiritual synesthetists, we put it all together. It's a kind of syzygy. It's a synecdoche. It's a synergy. It's synergonomics. And you got the feng shui. And you stretch your aura and your actual tension. What if enlightenment was only about letting go what you didn't even know you was holding on to? But nevertheless, you've been holding on to. But without the synesthesia, without the practices, without the QCD, the dark energy kind of take over and inflates what's infected. And there's a tick born again kind of tinnitus. It's Trump time after all. And the muscle memories and the olfactorials, they remind you of Madeline. And you take a deep breath. I re, TPP. That's what got it. That's what the inner breath is about. The muscle memories of syzygy and swinging on the swing. The swing time, Da Vinci coded with Silas and Chico. And pumping, the swing. When you was a toddler, do you remember? And how it was just at that moment when you realized you didn't need mom or dad to push you anymore, you could pump. And you could get yourself way up in the air. And if you were on a good swing and it was held in place, it seemed like you could go higher and higher. And get bigger and bigger. But now you're old. And all you can do is remember Woodstock and back in the day, and rainbow gatherings and window pane and clear light and ecstasy and the agony of being in an old and broken body with a black notebook gone missing. Seems like Fukushima. Drink your Fukushima Kool-Aid. Let it be. Let it go. What's big is big and what's little is left behind. And you wonder, can I take a deep breath? Is the story of reality all about framing and reframing and meta-framing and Shavasana? Relax, rest in activity. Your sleepwalking interrupts your lucid dreaming in your hypnagogic states. It's a tantric healing practice, body, brain, and bone, friendly effing story, and it's far out. You take a deep breath. For the Akashic record, Extinction 2112 is coming up. And with 20/20 hypo hindsight, you could see that we're all in the Buddhist, Baptiste, Alzheimer's, Asperger's, artists, home for the hospiceless. And your crudités are channeled through conduits onto the greater connective, creative connectome. Yibanish is what tells you the Mamalotion of Menschlichkeit. Art is consciousness. Botticelli could tell you that. And the hyper hubris is Bostrom's strong AI. And it extends all the way out to extinction 2112. When it's all over, there's a kind of Gulligan humor that we arrive at if we can make it a funny story. You lubricate the labia and the levels and the layers. You come from where you came from, and you lick what you lick, and you like what you like. And then as you litter your letters all over scarlet, you reiterate the junk genes, you reverberate. Look me in the eye, you say to yourself. And you hear yourself. You can't believe it when you're telling breathtaking truth. So you ask the guru within for a win-win. The Coke 1% master narrative official story is just what it is. It is what it is. Scarlet lettered, inconvenient. How Father's Day happens. It comes and it goes. What if you could extend your super orgasm from 1.5 minutes to 31 minutes? HSAM, NDE, OBE, PTSD, it's Trump time. And we're all traumatized by the tinnitus and the tunnel vision. Goes without saying that you got to be here at Hamlin. Reciprocal, relational, relativistic, Gödelian, Heisenbergian on quantum levels, to understand the dark energy that circles about. You find your feng shui, you have your kundalini, and it colors you Carillion. And the auras and the chakras are cleansed ethnically. Picture it. You pixelate your 20/20 hypo hindsight vision of extinction 2112. You can't make this shite up. Take a deep breath. On a pentatonic scale, this here, now, be harmonic convergence, be enlightenment, guided meditation. Feel my perfect audience. Feel inside out, upside down. You got to pun bien entendre. All the time in the world you got. The neuromnemonics are strong. You remind yourself that here at Hamlin you got to step up, show up. You got to have your story of reality in place. You got to phone it in or pun it on. You got a 900 number for me? You take a deep breath. Grateful is the G-spot, the ozone. Feel the vasoprescience, my pupic audience. Tick-borne tunnel vision, toxicoplasm, Trump time. The day shapes itself around you. It has its own thermodynamics. And the nucleotides graft on, break up. You got CRISPR-Cas and nada. You got all them covalent bonds breaking. What's this like, you ask yourself? Teach me enlightenment, you ask the guru within. Directly, here, now. You be the story of reality 2.0 in a terminal body. We're all olds. And we apologize, us 36, because we understand our mea nostra culpability. And it don't take no Nostradamus, no sirree Bob. It's only Howdy Doody and the peanut gallery you need. The nightmare of narcissistic personality disorder. Holding the football. Nuking up. He's still precedent. You think to yourself as you wake again, another morning in the story that you can't believe happened. Flip the script, reverse the curse. Enlightenment is the place right here, right now. Enlightenment is the point of practice, of intention and intuition, counterintuitively, intentional. The hard-hearted or the hardest. And the hardest thing on the eightfold onto origami path, you sociopath. What if letting go is the hardest thing? Letting go of what you didn't know you was holding on to. I can feel it in my hamstrings and quadriceps. And it's easy peasy, it's swing time. Imagine the stories. Here at Hamlin, bird by bird, on the porch they're singing torch songs of solo men and shaman. And it's tantric, ahimsic, akashic, artistic, shamanistic, synesthetic sangha, Da Vinci coded with Silas and Chico. And you got your ephemeris and your Trump time evil, Knievel. So much unnecessary pain and suffering, especially when you somatize your anal retentivity relentlessly, pulling mulban, sat kriya. You take a deep breath, go in the whole 9 yards, live and on fleek. Us 36, YOLO, boys and girls. We know it's heavy lifting. Staying focused, staying epicentered in consciousness, in the comfort zone. So it was Magic and Bird in 1984. Come to think of it, 1984 was the book that predicted extinction 2112, sort of, first. And it's a brave new world, it's game 4. And it's the curse of the bambino. Inside you, babe, it's like nothing else, going all the way live, up in here, above and beyond the call of duty and booty. Hurt me, you think to yourself, 'cause it does. The truth hurts. The Coke 1% standard model, official story, master narrative, QED. You wonder, what will it take to lubricate the layers of oxytocin and vasopresence? The puns persist when the spirit says, fun, you gotta have fun. You witness yourself die, and it's to die for, to chaifa, knowing it's not personal. The epi-sleep, the big death of supersentience. It reverberates, it vibrates. Extinction 2112 is hyper real, and every story in the multiverse, save one, the Enlightenment one. In our herbal administration, it starts Herbie for precedent, and the rules are enforced fairly and balanced. And there's an incarnation by spiritual psychosurgery. Enlightenment is like saving the residue in aldehyde and computating in deep space Wolfram alpha computational stochastics. And there's a state stasis with your files in Stasi and COINTELPRO. And you got the deep data and the mainstream metadata, which makes you kind of laugh, because it'd be obviously average and mediocre meritocrap if it wasn't so painful and hurtful, and there wasn't so much suffering associated with the predicting extinction 2112. And you take a deep breath. Oh.